How we doing?
Baker, to go out there and complete, 80% on your first time out in this offense, what would enable you in particular to be just so efficient on Sunday, do you think?
I think just everybody being on the same page. Everything that we talked about with the game plan, all the practice reps and stuff that we've had from the off season into training camp and then into that last week's prep, just being on the same page with timing, landmarks, and things like that. So yeah, the guys did a great job.
Baker, when you look at the two Lions games from last year, you're only part of the defense has got to do its share, but the turnover margin was 3-0 in the Lions' favor. Is this a game where you and the offense really can't turn the ball over to give yourself the best chance to win?
Yeah, obviously you never want to turn the ball over, but I mean, if you look at, not an analytics guy by any means, but on the road stats, if you turn the ball over, your chances of winning severely drop. So that's always got to be a key point of emphasis, especially in an environment like that. That you can't let them build momentum off things like that. But thinking back and looking back at the games from last year, offensively, we just didn't make enough plays. We didn't sustain drives. We didn't make the big plays, especially in the home game here. So yeah, just in every season's a new season, but looking back at it and seeing the shots that we missed, it's frustrating to see. But I'm excited about the group that we have and going in to see how we handle this adversity, the environment, and all that.
What's your view of Jared Goff, Baker, as a peer quarterback?
I'm a huge Jared fan. Much like me, sometimes it takes a different spot to, feel comfortable. And I think he just fits what they're doing, and he does it at a very high level. He's not a flashy guy by any means, but he distributes the ball really well. So I'm a fan.
Early on in the season this past year, it took a while for the offense to get going, and you guys had to lean more heavily on the defense. Just what's it like now, where there's a little bit of a role reversal because, as you mentioned, there is some adversity, and you guys are quite depleted on defense, and you may be having to count more on what you guys are doing on offense.
Yeah, and not to put more pressure on our offensive guys, but we expect to be efficient when we have the ball. So like I said, sustaining drives, finishing in the end zone rather than field goals, especially in a game like this, is going to be vital for success. So for us, yeah, just try and make the most of it when we have the ball and take advantage of our opportunities.
Having seen this team twice last year, is there anything you can take away from those games and apply to this one?
Schematically, yeah. Same defensive coordinator. Obviously, they've moved some guys around. Obviously, picking up Davenport is a pretty big upgrade for their edge guys. And then, Brian Branch is such a versatile guy. They've moved him around. He's able to play nickel, but they have him at safety. It did week one at least. So just obviously you pick up a young corner in Arnold outright, and then we're familiar with Carlton as well. So they've upgraded in the spots that they thought they needed to. And so for us, we're excited about the matchups. But it comes down to us handling it, and their mentality is always to be the most physical, so we have to be ready for that, be the more physical team, bring that early and often.
Baker, what can you say about Carlton last year, just your time with him and what he provides to the defense?
Yeah, I mean, he provides the game-changing plays, the ability to do that. So obviously you got good ball skills, and he's very familiar with our guys, Mike and Chris. That he's covered them a lot in practice and whatnot. So, we just got to be on the same page. Got to give him some different looks and not let him get a chance to make plays on the ball.
Baker, obviously you had a really good game Sunday, but to follow up on, when you were mic'd up, how much has Mike made you look good? How much does he help a quarterback?
A lot. Like I said, over and over again, he makes my job very easy. I think you guys heard that in the mic'd up segment. One-on-one's not really a 50-50 ball with him. Chances are pretty high with Mike. So, teams have to scheme to take him away, and that opens up other opportunities for other guys.
Baker, you guys prepare to win every week, but are there measuring stick games in this league? Are there games that they don't count more necessarily, but ones that, let you know where you're at?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those. I mean, every week you got to bring your best stuff. At this level, if you don't show up, you can get beat any given week. But this is one of those on the road with a team that was in the NFC Championship where we aspire to be. So it's one of those, you said it, measuring stick to great competition. See how our guys handle it early on, and it's a long season, but we can learn a lot from this one.
Your ability to escape the pocket and avoid some sacks, especially last game, does that just come with experience? Is it ad-libbing? What do you make of it?
I don't know about experience. Yeah, sometimes you just have to make plays. You know, they get paid too to make plays and cover the pass game. So just trying to help our guys up front out if we don't have anything open down the field of, avoiding a tackle or two and getting the ball out or using my legs to, make a positive play.
One thing that Lewis said was that early in training camp, on a particular play, you were flushed from the pocket really quickly, and instead of just, kind of racing to the sideline, eyeing the first down marker, you kept your eyes downfield. And so I'm curious, with your second year in this system, even though it's a different OC, like, are you seeing the game differently? I know Greg also alluded to the fact that you were getting the ball out really, really, really fast against the Commanders.
Yeah, playing quarterback, the more reps you get, the slower the game feels. Especially when you have the chemistry you do with your guys out wide. You know where they're going to be on their routes, the timing of it, understanding coverages and how you want to attack it. So that's a big part of getting the ball out quick, and just that huge trust factor that I have in our guys to do the right thing.
You talked about a big boy drive last week. We heard you on the mic'd up segment as well, and I remember it. Is that different about this year than to have the group that's able to put together that? Because we know Detroit is capable of that, and is that what you need to win in this league?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Detroit do that exact thing last week against LA. So when everybody knows you're going to run the ball, when you have to late in the game with a lead, how are you guys going to handle it? Are you going to be the more physical team when they load the box up, when they know you're handing the ball off? So that was a huge improvement for us, and just scheme-wise, but more of the mental side, being the more physical team, understanding that, hey, they know we're running it, but we're still going to make it work somehow. So that was a huge upgrade.
What do you think is going to be the key with silent count? It's very, very loud in there. Graham is also, this is his first situation. You guys haven't had to experience this at all yet.
Yeah, a lot more prep work when it comes to the communication stuff. Like, hey, this play is going to be on this cadence, this silent count cadence, and just that extra prep work of communicating, because you're not able to get those extra words out in the huddle in an environment like that. So just guys being really, really detailed and locked in during the week is the biggest difference, because when you get into those games, you might not hear the full play call. You might not hear it, so guys have to kind of put it together and understand what plays we have in the game plan and what the alerts and cans are with it, and go from there.
Does this kind of atmosphere, though, in Detroit kind of fuel you personally? I feel like you kind of get amped up when you're under pressure with something like this.
Yeah, as a competitor, you love environments like this. I mean, it was a great atmosphere last year, and so we expect the same thing after the season they had. It's Detroit obviously having the recent success after not having it for a long time. Those fans, they deserve that, so they're going to enjoy it, and we have to be ready for it. But yeah, as a competitor, you look forward to these opportunities.
How gratifying, Baker, was it to get Chris in the end zone and off to a good start this year? I figure that's a point of emphasis for you.
Yeah, getting our guys going is, like you said, a point of emphasis, and especially Chris. He feels great. Just letting him do what he's best at, and so watching him do the rest, beating man coverage, winning on those routes, and just trying to get the ball out on time and on target for him. And he's one of our guys that we're really lucky to have.
Baker, you had that screen pass to Rashad last year against the Titans, and we saw Cody Mack just about race Rashad to go. Now you got two guys, because Graham Barton's got some wheels too. So when you go back and watch the film and you see Graham Barton and Cody Mack getting 20, 30 yards downfield, what does that do for your screen game and your second level blocking to have a pair of young athletic guys like that?
It's huge, because guys being that big and able to play in space, it makes it hard on our defense, because they're not able to exactly beat them to the point of attack. And if those guys get out there with a full head of steam, I sure wouldn't want to be in the front of it. So it's good to see those guys understand the concepts of the landmarks of those screen plays and when they should be getting downfield and how to block it.
Baker, I know it's not a one-for-one sort of deal between you guys and what the Rams do, but is it helpful to see a team like the Rams and their offensive system play the Lions last week entering this week?
It is. Just scheme-wise, you see a lot of similar plays and how they covered them, how they schemed up the formations as well. And anytime you're game planning, you try and look at the most recent games, but also you might dip back into the well a little bit on the film and see the similar offenses, to see how they scheme it, how they play it. So you always use that to your advantage. And so for us, that's a big part of our game plan.
Baker, Tom Brady had his first week
weekend in the broadcast booth and is doing the 3 stars each week and has named you as one of his 3 stars for the week. What does that mean?
I appreciate it, Tom. No, it just, for me, I thought I was efficient in getting the ball out where it needed to go, and I expect to have that success. Obviously it's a long season, but to start week 1 like that, satisfying for me. But like I said after the game, it's something just to build on for our guys to understand that, hey, this is how efficient we can be week in and week out, and so we expect that.
Nobody's season's gonna end Sunday, right?
Yeah.
But it did a year ago. How much when you walk back into that building does any of that sort of, unfinished business kind of play into Sunday this week?
You can definitely sense it already within our building of, you put up the personnel, the game records, the scouting report, all that, and you talk about the atmosphere, and the memories instantly pop up, and our guys are ready. It's obviously a topic of conversation of they ended our year, and so one that we've been looking forward to, and it just so happens to be the one this week.
Okay, a couple more questions, please.
Back in Cleveland, you had 2 productive backs in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. How much does it help having 2 backs in the backfield that can have that production with Rashad White and Bucky Irving?
I think you look at the most successful teams in the NFL. They're able to take the lead guy out and put somebody else in, and there's no drop off. And so it's really important when you have a guy like Rashad who's gonna be in the game a lot, but when he needs a breather, he needs a breather. So being able to have Bucky come in and play how he did is good for us, but a lot of room to grow, and so we expect Bucky to play really well.
Along those lines, Baker, there's a lot of really good pass catching backs in the league. Maybe led by the guy in San Francisco who didn't play the other night. But Baker, you've seen Rashad White now for more than a year catching balls. Is he in that conversation?
He is. And if he's not, then I don't think people have watched him. You can just instantly tell when you throw the ball to him, it's natural for him. And that's not always the case with running backs. To not break stride when he's catching it, to be able to catch it with his hands, pure like a receiver or tight end, and be able to make moves after that. So he's just a guy that, he's our running back, yes, but just get the ball in his hands, and it's fun to watch him do the rest.
How about that knack for making the first guy miss on that?
That screen pass before Mike's first touchdown was unbelievable individual effort by Rashad to stiff arm Bobby Wagner and then make Jeremy Chin miss in space. It just speaks volumes to his playmaking ability.
Did you like seeing Jalen McMillan have that response after that drop and obviously find him in the end zone over?
Yeah, that first one, tough catch. But yeah, to have that response as a rookie, to not hang your head a little bit and to still bring the energy that we expect him to was good to see.
Last one, please.
To Diaper Bank. I know right now your mind is so much on football, but just kind of what went into that decision for your family?
First and foremost, realizing that diapers are really expensive, and you got to have a lot of them. So, just still trying to, priorities in life. It's much bigger than the game of football, and realize that we're just using our platform to be able to give back and help families in need.
Okay, thank you.